Hi, welcome back to the Gazelle Lab. Today we have the Galaxy Nexus from Samsung against the Rezound from HTC with Beats Audio. The Galaxy Nexus is the unlocked GSM version, not the Verizon version, and the HTC Rezound is on Verizon network. So let's get into the dimensions real quick. We have 135 millimeters by 68 by only 9 millimeters thin on the Galaxy Nexus. It's a nice thin profile. You can see the nice curved screen. It does have a 4.65-inch screen, 720 by 1280 pixels, one of the best resolutions in the industry right now at 316 ppi. It's very nice. And over on the Rezound, this thing is 129 by 65 thick by 13.7 millimeters thin. So you can tell right there the Galaxy Nexus is a lot thinner at only pretty much 9 millimeters compared to almost 14 on the HTC Rezound. The screen on the Rezound is very nice, so it's still 720 by 1280, 4.3 at 342 ppi, so you do have great clarity on the screen. It's just a little bit smaller, but it's also a little bit more pocket friendly compared to this this massive 4.65-inch screen. In terms of the features, we do have 16 gigabytes of internal storage on both of these things, 1 gigabyte of RAM. You can add a micro SD card on the Rezound and not the Nexus. In terms of weight, the Nexus is lighter at 135 grams. This is pretty hefty, just like most HTC phones are. It's very solidly built, 170 grams. Just to get into the profile, we do have volume rockers on each side. The back, we do have a 5 megapixel camera with a single LED flash, and we do have an 8 megapixel camera on the Rezound with a dual LED flash. And this is also a great camera, much similar to the Amaze or the Sensation on this thing. So, and then on top, we do have the power button and the 3.5 jack on the Rezound. Nothing clean on the Galaxy Nexus. And on the bottom, we do have the micro USB and the power jack. And over here, just a microphone and to remove the back cover. The back cover is a little bit difficult to remove on the Rezound, and it's a lot harder on the Galaxy Nexus, which does feel flimsy, cheap, and plasticky, which I really don't like on this device. For being such an expensive device at $700, it's not. You can hear it. It's not that solid compared to the HTC. Like I said, the HTC is integrated with Beats Audio, which does give it nice sound processing. Let's put this back here. So it does sound good, and it does come with a pair of Monster Beats buds for listening to music. In terms of the OS, obviously the Galaxy Nexus is running Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0, and this is still running Gingerbread. I think this is 2.3.4 still. One thing, I'm not going to get really into the operating systems right now because there's really no comparison since the Ice Cream Sandwich is the newest and the latest. I do like these drop downs and message removal on Ice Cream Sandwich, and the fact you can group things into different folders, kind of like what iOS does, which is very nice. So it's a very similar experience to a Honeycomb tablet. This is still running Sense UI, which is still one of my, if not probably my favorite UI for Android, which is very nice. So this is pretty much very similar to other phones I've covered in the past, such as the Sensation, the Amaze, Desire HD. It's classic HTC Sense UI on top of Android. So most HTC users will be very familiar with it. This does feature the same chip as the Amaze 2 as well. It's the dual-core 1.5 chip, the Snapdragon S3. So you're getting very similar speeds and very similar processing powers as the HTC Amaze. In comparison to the dual-core 1.2 gigahertz Cortex processor on the Galaxy Nexus. Both phones are extremely fast. Two of the top phones, top processors in their field, which is very nice. So you get a nice peppy feel with Android. So one thing this is pure vanilla. You get two screens one way, the home screen. So you have pretty much five screens altogether. In HTC Sense, you get 7. You get 3 on each side plus the home. It's pretty nice. HTC still does have those beautiful widgets that I like. In terms of other features, you do have great processing sound on the Rezound. You have TV out, Google integration, obviously, and on the Galaxy Nexus, you have pretty much everything everything is pretty much Google, from all the apps. You have Maps, Gmail, Google Plus, Talk, YouTube, Shopper, everything you pretty much imagine. It already comes preloaded on the phone already for the complete Google experience. In terms of battery life, I think the Galaxy Nexus is has a great battery life right now. You can get almost talk time up to 17 hours compared to like 6 or 7 hours on the Rezound. So standby time, you can have 290 hours and compared to like 260 hours on the Rezound. This is a 620 mAh battery, and this one is 1750. So you do have a lot more power on the Galaxy Nexus. So we can get into. You want to take a quick picture? We can go into the camera real quick. So there's a picture with the Rezound. Very nice, very similar to the Amaze. It's one of the top camera phones. And we can take a picture. One thing about the Nexus, it shoots pictures extremely fast. So you can just keep, there's almost no lag. So if you want to look at those, I'll take one just with focus. If you tap the screen, you can focus. So we can look at the comparison of these things. Obviously the screen is a little bit brighter, a lot brighter on the Nexus, so the picture is going to look a little bit better. But once they're on the computer, the Rezound will show better picture quality. Camera is not that great on the Nexus, I don't think. I like to see, on a top tier device, I like to see a little bit of a better camera on the Nexus. So if you're looking at a purchasing decision, I know this is GSM, but there is the Verizon version as well, which apparently is a little bit thicker. Both devices are great. Probably the two top choices on Verizon for Android. This along with the Droid Razr. If you're a fan of HTC, the solid build quality, and you love HTC Sense, obviously the Rezound is for you. If you want ice cream sandwich, this is pretty much the only option for you, and you can deal with this massive phone in your pocket. But it does, like I said, it gives you that pure Google experience. It's got one of the best screens in the industry, and the battery life is phenomenal. So obviously the choice is up to you. I hope you like my review. I'll catch you next time on the Gazelle Lab.